The United Arab Emirates jihad against ancient Christian Tigrayans of Ethiopia. The UAE joins the Tigray War. Emirati Wing Loong I UCAVs deploy to Ethiopia. The deployment of Emirati unmanned combat aerial vehicles UCAVs on the side of the Ethiopian government has been speculated on ever since the beginning of conflict with the rebellious Tigray Region in November 2020. Nonetheless, the oft-repeated claim that several Chinese-made Wing Loong UCAVs operated out of Assab air base in Eritrea to undertake combat missions over Tigray has never been supported by evidence that points towards such a deployment. However, new information received by the authors from an aircraft mechanic working at Harar Media airbase appears to finally disclose the presence of Emirati Wing Loong I UCAVs over Ethiopia, rather than operating out of neighbouring Eritrea. The United Arab Emirates appears to have deployed at least 6 Wing Loong I UCAVs to Harar Media airbase located near the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa. The deployment of Emirati armed drones to Ethiopia comes amidst an increasingly deteriorating security situation throughout the country, with government forces all but capable of stemming the threat from Tigray forces. After the Ethiopian Army's disastrous offensive against Tigray forces in early October, these commenced a counteroffensive that at one point even threatened the security of the capital. Reports that the Ethiopian government could soon succumb to the threat posed by Tigray forces is sure to have alerted authorities in Abu Dhabi, and might have been the very reason for an immediate deployment of Wing Loong Is from the United Arab Emirates Air Force's UAE stocks to Ethiopia. The source reported on the recent arrival of at least 6 Wing Loong Is along with Emirati personnel to Harar Media Air Base, although it's not yet clear whether the Emirates will also operate the UCAVs over Ethiopia, considering Ethiopian personnel would first need to undergo extensive training on the operations of Wing Loong IS. The initial use of Emirati operators does not seem implausible. The source works for the Asian aviation engineering industry division at Harar Media Air Base and had previously correctly informed the authors on the arrival of 3 Wing Loong IS purchased by Ethiopia from China, which is a story we broke in early October 2021. The UAE already delivered a large VTOL type of UCAV armed with 2 heavy mortar rounds to the Ethiopian military in the summer of 2021. But the deployment of 6 of its own Wing Loong IS is nonetheless a huge increase in its support. The United Arab Emirates is an active user of both Wing Loong I and Wing Loong II UCAVs, deploying them in combat over Yemen and Libya, where it lost at least 12 examples to crashes, Houthi surface-to-air missile systems and Turkish air defense systems. In January 2020, an Emirati Wing Loong I carried out a lethal drone strike that killed 26 unarmed cadets at a military academy in Tripoli, Libya. Also in 2020, Amnesty International urged the United States to stop drone sales to UAE over the use of armed drones by the UAE to single quote target civilian homes and health facilities, including field hospitals and ambulances. The Wing Loong I is China's most commercially successful UCAV design, so far confirmed to have been exported to 7 export clients worldwide, including Ethiopia. The type features 1 hardpoint under each wing for the total carriage of 2 earth-to-ground missiles or GMIs or guided bombs. What the Wing Loong I lacks in the number of hardpoints, it makes up for in the wide variety of armament it can carry. In early November, it became known that Ethiopia had purchased TL2 GMIs for its Wing Loong IS, up to 4 of which can be carried on double pylons by each Wing Loong I. The UAE is known to mainly use R1 GMIs with its Wing Loong UCAVs. The deployment of Emirati UCAVs to Ethiopia is a substantial increase in quality and caliber of the United Arab Emirates' support to the embattled regime of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, and could signal that the UAE is willing to guarantee the survival of the current government even at exorbitant political and financial costs. Since August 2021, more than 100 cargo flights from the United Arab Emirates to Ethiopia have been identified, most carrying various types of armament on board, at some point evidently including these drones. Tigray forces might be forced to take note if the UAE's deployment is to resemble anything of the determination and extensive involvement of its past interventions in Yemen and Libya,